I can't believe I created this makeup look with just one brush. One brush in my fingers. It's gonna be coming up soon, obviously. Anyway, we're not here for that. We are here to see how I usually do my brows in my makeup videos. Honestly, I can do 2 to 3 versions of these videos because sometimes I like them slimmer, sometimes I like them thicker, and sometimes something just goes wrong and I have to do it that way. But today I'm hoping nothing goes wrong and it goes exactly the way I intend for it to go, or more like the most common shape that I usually go for, unless again something goes wrong. Anyway, before we move on, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video if you enjoyed it by the end of it. And let's get started. Now, my preference for brow pencils are these types, the skinny ones. Hate the ones that have that slanted edge to it because I just can't get my brows right in that, because it's just that the nib is so fat, and how do you like sharpen those? I mean, if you try to sharpen those, you'll just be wasting so much product altogether, and that's not what you want, right? So these are my go-to brow products. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. This is at its maximum. I've almost finished this. And the other one that I have is this Diorshow brow styler, but I'm actually today going to be using only the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. Other than that, what I usually like is a nice brow gel. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix, and the other one is this one by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, I just hope this much will be enough for the video because and we have to zoom you in. You're gonna be able to see so much of my skin texture, obviously. I do not use any filter. Now I have a preferred brow and a not preferred brow. This is my preferred brow because I just feel it's easier to draw the shape on. This is like my non-active brow. You know, I have to make an attempt to, you know, lift it. But anyway, because of that, we're gonna start with the right brow because since I can't manipulate this shape a lot, I prefer to start with this one than go in with this one, which I feel is a little more easier. And this is definitely more arched than this side. First, I always obviously like to brush my brows. I usually like to start from this part, go straight in, almost like to follow the angle in which my eye is, sort of, you know, if this is the shape of my eyelid, I like to kind of bring that here. I just feel like all those lines together emphasizes the shape of your face. Obviously, if I feel like I've gone with slightly more, I can just brush it away with the spoon. Always mark the front part of my brow by keeping it next to my nostril. If you tilt your head slightly this way, you'll start to see all the gaps in your brow. So you want to go in between, and I'm using very little pressure, really not much. I'm just flicking. And then I'm going to start moving on to the rest. So I'm just like connecting this in like one straight line this way. Many times when I do my brows, I even step back to make sure it's kind of going the right way. So when I step back, I'm going to say step back. You can see that there is a thickness here, and I just want to bring that same thickness all the way to the arch, which is here. Okay, just gonna do that. I like to usually draw my brows on the upper side because I have very less lid space, and if I draw it lower, I'm kind of like removing all that extra space that I have, whereas that space can actually be used for eyeshadows. So now I'm just going to bring in a little bit of shadow on this part. Awesome, so I am happy with the way that brow looks, and now I'm going to start working on the tail. Obviously, you know the rule for the tail, you go from the outer corner of your nose to the outer corner of your eye, and you want to end it wherever it is going. So I'm just like marking that little dot. I mean, this is not something that I do on a daily basis, obviously, but this is just for demonstration purposes, and also because of the fact that I have my mirror held down. And I'll just draw basically this line. I'm just gonna try and do this just straight to meet that little dot. Then I usually like to bring these all downward, and it opens up this huge space of missing everything. And I just start shading it in once again. This side is done for now, because now we're going to move on to this one and we have to continuously compare and make them look equal if possible. Now before I move on, you guys must know that I do my brows at home because I don't know, I just never found like the right person or someone to do it, and actually my mom always did it at home. I mean, this is something that I just do once in a while to keep it up, but I will link my how I pluck my brows at home video here, and please don't judge me. It's now for this brow. Once again, I like to mark the start, and we're gonna start from the bottom here. Just drawing that line straight here. Here, what I try to make sure is that they obviously start in like the same level. And then I tilt my head down and just start kind of drawing in those shadows. Lightly go ahead and draw that straight line once again. And now I like to add to the thickness of this brow. So I'm just going in like horizontal strokes. And I'm working from the arch, which is here for me. I'm working from this arch and I'm coming backwards with very light strokes, by the way. Stepping back and checking the shape. Okay, I need to add a little more thickness here. I'm sure you guys can see that. So I'm just, you know, when in doubt, just like brush everything downwards and it just opens up so many of those gaps that you can see. Drawing a few strokes here. More or less the basics are fine. Now I'm going to do some fine tuning. You can see how it's a little more thick in this area and this is more arched obviously. So I'm going to thicken it a little bit from here. Now I'm just going to work on the little tail here. So once again, I'll just bring this upwards. I'm following like the outer part of this. So kind of getting this up, brush everything down and just like join these a little bit, not too much. At this point, I consider my brows done, but as you can see, I made a mistake and this is slightly higher. So what I'll do is with my spoolie, I'll just like rub off the edge so that at least that outer edge is gone. And I'll just bring this slightly lower. I'm just like pointing this downward. Awesome, I like the shape that I have now, and you saw how I kind of corrected this side. You know, you should know that no matter what, your brows can never look alike because especially when you're talking, you know, your facial expressions change so much that, you know, the brows also just like keep going up and down. I always use a brow gel. I mean, they do the same thing at the end of the day. So I'm just going to brush some. I definitely feel like this Anastasia one is a little more strong holding than the Charlotte Tilbury one. Actually, I'll do the other eye with the Charlotte Tilbury one just to show y'all. If you don't have these brow gels, you can actually even use some hairspray with like a spoolie like this, and that works just as fine. And if not, you can also use soap. Actually, I want to do a video with soap, like just to try it out. I don't know. I actually even have the Anastasia Brow Freeze, but I have no idea how to work with it because I used it once or twice and I look hilarious. Everything is just pasted on my face and I definitely have to learn to work with it. So I think I should make that a video too because it'll be so funny. Finally comes something like a brow pen. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen. I really don't use this that much really, so I think I'm happy with it. Obviously there are some slight differences, but they don't really matter. You guys know how you can clean up any mistakes with concealer, but usually 9 out of 10 times I don't do that. I'm usually just happy with the shape and the way I've drawn them on. I guess that's it. That's the end of this video. See you guys, I guess. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys soon and bye-bye.